Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my podcast, A Soul's Journey with Mary. Join me on this journey as we explore the mysteries of the universe and the human experience. I am excited to share with you today the miracles of life that happened to me during my exploration after my spiritual awakening. If you're someone who's had miracles happen into your life, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're someone who hasn't had any miracles, this is a great journey for you to tap into, to really explore beyond this lifetime, beyond this realm, and how you can tap into the mysteries of the universe and bring those miracles to your life. I remember vividly I don't know how I got introduced to this lady. Her name is Doreen Virtue. I think now she does a lot of different things, but back then she talked about spirituality, she talked about angels, and specifically she had this book audio about, all the different angels, archangels, and what their missions are, what their job is, and how they can help humans on earth with specific things. I was so intrigued, I was so inspired, and I felt this deep connection with archangels. So I started to really explore more, learn more about archangels. I read her book, her audio, and I start to go on YouTube, start to connect with different meditations on connecting with different archangels and really bringing their frequency and meditating with them and asking for specific guidance from them as well, because every archangel is help you. Every archangel is supposed to help you with specific things. Like, for example, when you are working with emotional healing, Archangel Raphael comes forward with green light to help you, and he has or she specific frequency of the sound and music that you can connect with. Archangel Chamuel, I've had this amazing experiences that with the personal relationship, the love relationships, Archangel Chamuel helped me so much. And also specifically when something was lost, I would find it through the help of Archangel Chamuel. Like I remember one time, my mom told me that her diamond ring was lost, and it's been almost months and months. I don't know, I think 8 months that her ring was lost. And I made an invocation and called upon Archangel Chamuel to help me find my mom's diamond ring. And the intuitive nudge, like, just dropped it into my ear and told me, just go into your mom's closet. And I go into my mom's bedroom. My dad was in the bedroom. I said, can I go into your closet? I am looking for mom's ring and I feel like it's in the closet. And I opened the closet. It was my dad's suits. And then I said, can I touch one of your suits pocket? He's like, yeah, sure. And I go into one of the first pocket and I go in there and grab the diamond ring out of his pocket. So he was like at awe. He's like, what? He's like, I have worn that jacket many times and I know there was nothing inside. And so I go downstairs with so much excitement. I told my mom, here, I found your ring. She's like, how did you know? I was like, I knew. I didn't know how to explain it because it's so much also fun and cool because these miracles that you come into experience, and it gives so much confirmation about the world beyond here, right? It gives it so much confirmation, your connection with angels, that they're there to help you, because sometimes it's so hard. They are the unseen energy beyond everything, and then when they give you these specific experiences that you're like, oh my God, I was so happy. I will never remember that. I will never forget that memory. And Archangel Michael, I call upon Archangel Michael for a lot of protection when I'm flying, when I want to do some cord cutting from energetic relationship with people that we're stuck with. So cord cutting with Archangel Michael is just amazing. And when I'm driving, I call upon my Archangel Michael, and Archangel Sandalphone. I have a strong connection with music and sound, so he's always there through music, giving me messages. And Archangel Raziel, Archangel Haniel, Archangel Barachiel. With Archangel Barachiel, I remember when after COVID, I closed my business and I went inward for my spiritual awakening. I asked for miracles, abundance, and money to come forward because I didn't know how are we going to support the family because my husband was working, but we always relied on two income. So it's just amazing miracles happened after I didn't have income. They just find different ways that you cannot even imagine or fathom. It's beyond your imagination that they open the doors for you to experience life in a different way. So Archangel Barachiel brought me so much abundance that it was just beyond comprehension. So I've had a lot of different miracles, and I will include some of these names with what their service levels are and what they do, so you have a way to maybe look them up and connect with them. I think one time I remember very vividly, my son had a ticket in California, and then it was a speeding ticket. And then somehow we forgot the deadline to go to the court for whatever reason. And then it got delayed, and then he got penalized even more. So the charges were going to be like, I don't know, something like 800 because we didn't show up at the right time. And they were going to suspend his license. So it was just not a good picture. I go with him. We set up an appointment. We go in that courtroom, and I called upon, I believe, Archangel Metatron. And Archangel Metatron specifically also helps with a lot of empaths, a lot of sensitive beings, sensitive humans. I called upon him to really help me and help my son. And I kept asking for if his records to be completely deleted. So when the judge is looking at his records, it doesn't show that he was late or didn't show up to the appointment, and the charges would be dismissed. Oh my God. I am not kidding you. The judge calls his name, and he's looking at the clerk and says, give me his file, his case. What's his story? And the clerk says, I can't find his information in the system. And the clerk goes, what? Why can't? And the judge goes, what? Why can't you find the information? And the clerk is like, he's not so sure why. And then there's a delay. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it's happening. And the judge obviously can't wait that long. And then he goes, this case is dismissed. We can't find any information about it. I was about to like jump up and down in that courtroom because it just happened so instantaneously as I was praying for it. And then my son looked at me, he's like, oh my God, Mom, I can't believe this. I said, see, God will listen to your prayers. And the prayers were answered because it came from such a deep part of me with true intention. So that I will never forget that experience because that was very magical. And there was so many other times. There's so many other times. And there was another time I was going through a sinus surgery. And with every surgery that I've gone through in my life, after the surgery, I have this yucky throwing up after the anesthesia. So I always throw up a lot, and I just I just hate throwing up after the surgery. It's just, I don't know why, I'm just so afraid of it. And then so I remember before going to my surgery, I was downstairs in the parking lot of the hospital, and I was pacing back and forth, and I kept praying to my angels that please help me not to have this symptom after the surgery. I do not want to throw up. Please help me. Please help me. And so, amazingly enough, I do the sinus surgery. And right after the surgery, when they wake you up, like I think 5 minutes later, I start to throw up. And I usually tell the nurses beforehand to have stuff ready for me. And so I wake up and my husband is there. And then he was telling the nurse to bring some stuff because she's going to throw up. Nothing. I did not throw up even once. So, and the nurse goes, well, okay, it's amazing. You didn't throw up this time. I don't know why. I knew why, because I had prayed for it. And then my prayers were being answered. So, that being said, that was another miracle that happened. And only I knew because I specifically prayed for them. There was another moment in Istanbul. My son had to go get his teeth work done. And they, for whatever reason, that experience was such a horrible experience for him. They were extracting a couple of his teeth out, and they did the injection to numb it, but I don't know why it didn't work on him. Maybe the amount was very low that they were using, but anyhow, it didn't work on him. And then when they took his teeth out, oh my God, it was such a painful because he felt everything. And then by then, when he felt everything, it was too late for them to stop because they had they had cut the gums, and then they couldn't just stop it. Anyhow, when he comes home after the surgery, he was in so much pain. He was scared. He was in so much pain. So what I did was, again, I asked for Archangel Raphael to really bring his healing energy and really help his gum and his teeth really heal. And I just start to really bring light energy, the light codes. Imagine bringing like glitters light in each part of his mouth. And then 5 minutes later, he's like, Mom, I have no pain. All the pain was gone. He goes to sleep. He wakes up in the morning. There's no pain. The doctor calls in the morning to check up on him. And I said, he has no pain. And he was like, what? That's impossible. Because he would have a lot of pain. You need to go get his prescription and give him the pain medication. I said, great, but he doesn't have any pain. So that was another miracle that I witnessed that was just like mind-blowing. Just those moments that really deepens your faith, deepens your trust, and it really helped me to understand how energy works, how your guides work, because we all have angels that are working with us, our guides, guardian angels. This is all part of an orchestra. We may not see them. When you become highly intuitive and you become a healer, then you will feel them, right? You will feel them through your intuition. You will feel them through your third eye. You feel their presence. You may not, some people might see them as well, like through light and colors, because all there's light energy and colors with them. So, but those are moments that really, really, I when I look back and remember these stories, it was just so fascinating stories. There's another time I was really going through some emotional downturn, working through a lot of my emotions. I was sitting in the kitchen and I was writing, and I just made a prayer and I said, if my guides, my spiritual guides, my angels, if you're with me, please show me a sign. Show me a sign. And you could do that. You ask them to show you a sign and they will. And you will know that that was their language, their sign that they spoke to you. So 5 minutes later, I look around and on the bottom of the floor of the kitchen, there's a feather, and it's a purple feather with black dots all over it. I mean, where do you see purple feather with black dots? Yeah, you might see feathers, right? You might see feathers, but I kept that. I still have that in my notebook because that was a really special one. And when I saw that, I started crying so hard because I felt their presence. And so these are just some of the things I'm sharing with you. I've had many stories like that that happened. When you start to really heal, you start to really focus on unconditional love, you start to really truly open your heart. And if you're meant to become a healer, great, you're going to experience this to the fullest, to the deepest. But if you're someone who just wants to heal and have some miracles happen to you, of course that's going to happen to you as well. All you have to do is be open and really start to heal yourself, start to connect with your heart, start to meditate, start to whatever that is for you, pray, but be in stillness, quiet the mind. This is where the magic is going to happen, where you focus into your heart chakra and then you quiet the mind. You know, in the beginning, it's a little bit difficult to sit and quiet the mind, but you can spend 2 minutes, 3 minutes just to do that. It's a practice, right? That's what I started first. I started with 5 minute meditations, which at that time seemed forever. 5 minutes seemed so long. And then I start to increase it to 15 minutes. And then I start to increase it to 20 minutes. And then I start to increase it to 40 minutes. And then I start to increase it to 1 hour. And now I meditate and sit in stillness for at least 3, 4 hours. I'm not saying you have to do that. My journey is different. Every person's journey is so different. I sit in stillness. I use sound music. I use music to calm the nervous system down. I channel messages. So now I'm at a degree that I sit and I channel angels. I channel messages from the higher realms. I channel messages from the other star galaxy beings. So, and it's a lot of fun because how you feel being in that present. When you get to that level, or you're someone who's experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, trust me, this place that you get to sit in stillness where you don't even recognize there was 3, 4 hours. You think like, oh my God, that was just 5 minutes. But of course, you build up to that if you want to. But, just doing 5 minutes of just stillness, it would do you so good. It would help you just bring harmony, bring peace, bring love. You just become so balanced, which is an amazing experience because we come here in this body and we get so addicted to the brain, yet we really forget about the soul because everything is about the soul. Your soul is everything. So if you are someone who is on the verge of just contemplating, thinking about, okay, do I want to experience miracles? Do I feel called upon to connect with angels? Go on YouTube and start to really explore and see what resonates with you and start this journey with just small steps. Because remember that your soul is a sacred sanctuary, your heart a profound wisdom keeper, your journey a divine unfolding. Until next time, this is Mary Nawabi, and you're listening to A Soul's Journey with Mary. Be blessed. Remember that your soul is a sacred sanctuary, your heart a profound wisdom keeper, and your journey a divine unfolding.